You, what's happening, people? Jeffrey Russell, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, the legend lives on from the Chippewa, on down to the big lake they call Kichigami. The lake, it said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. What are you, a fucking poet? Loaded down with iron are 260,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald Wade empty. That big ship and crew was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. You're drinking too much tea. The weak greatness, what's up, man? What's happening? So, what's up? I was just on the phone with Unlimited Liquid. He's still in Croatia. How was the first 100 days? Well, you know, if you listen to the media, which I don't, oh, it's terrible. The Democrats are already, they've been screaming impeachment the whole 100 days. It's just, I've largely stayed out a lot of the political stuff because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these fucking America hating Democrats. You know what I mean? I'm fucking tired of it. I just got in an argument with a woman on the street. Now, it was a good argument. You know, this woman got a lot of energy. This black woman down there, she saw my shirt, you know. And she's telling me that Trump said white people can do the job better. Trump never said any such thing. Now, if she's saying that, right, then she damn sure didn't hear him say it, right? So somebody told her that, and she was willing to believe it. So basically, you're dealing with an unreasonable person. You know what I mean? And then she started to get loud to attract attention, and neighbors were coming out. And she wasn't really getting angry or mean, but, you know, this is what a lot of females do, you know. They get loud to attract attention. And I'm like, what, you can't handle disagreement, you know, and this and that. And apparently she was a government worker and some of her friends got fired. I'm like, you don't think that there's people that were unneeded in government of all places? Like in every business you can get rid of people. Trust me. The business I'm in, the one dude is useless. But, you know, but as I was walking away from the conversation, the neighbors were looking and she was getting real loud, and I was like, she's crazy. And they all started laughing. But she had good energy. I like this woman. I have a feeling I enjoyed talking to her. But she's fucked up with the anti-Trump shit. So, I mean, listen, to be a Democrat now, you have to have mental problems. There's no doubt about it. You have to have some kind of mental problems. So, from what I understand, Trump has done very well in the first 100 days, but if you listen to the anti-Trump brigade, he can't do anything right. So, what's up, Steve? AJ. What's up, Darcy? Doing all right? Cyber Boy. Shiloh did no such thing. Yeah, this black woman down the street, she's telling me that Trump said white people can work better or something. Trump never said that. And I told her, provide proof of that. You're making a claim that you should easily be able to prove. And that's when she started to get loud. And I said to her, I'm like, so this is how you win arguments, by getting loud and hoping people walk away, right? And she looked exasperated, you know, because that's probably how she wins arguments. get loud, attract an audience, you know. And I'm just standing there like smiling, talking to her. I think Trump's doing pretty good considering the shit show the world has been in. Well, yeah. Yeah, you're a general. If you're generally an idiot. Yeah, pretty much. Fucking, fucking AJ. Now, I must have had about 50 lighters, and I'll be goddamn if I could find a lit. Because, see, I have to, this is rooftop access right here, this new house that I'm in. And I have to come up here to stream because my roommate's fucking licking his boots down there. He's on way too much fucking medication, you know? And that's what you got now in recovery, you know? The fucking men in the white coats give them so much fucking medication that basically they're dealt, you know? It's fucking, I think recovery's become a big fucking fat joke. I really do. With all this harm reduction bullshit. It's really become a fucking joke. They've basically given up on abstinence. You know, the professionals, the pharmaceutical companies, yeah. So they've decided to make money off the drug addicts because they can't make any money off abstinence, right? So, you know, they're either talking into psychiatric medication, some kind of fucking opiate substitute, Adderall. Yeah, it's a fucking joke. Gabapentin, that's a big one for the fucking opiate heads. And let's face it, if you're taking that shit, you're not sober. I don't give a fuck what you say. You know what I mean? You're not. It's a big fucking joke, man. They've, I mean, you know, fucking people. Yeah, I like to be popping some Adderall, yeah, and they feel justified because a man in a white coat prescribes it to them. You know what I mean? Yeah, they tell you there's something wrong with you, and this pill will fix it. Yeah, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I'm sure they can find a few pills for you, AJ. Let me fucking tell you. Ain't no pill that's gonna fix you. That's a fact. So, right, Steve. Big pharma, living on people's misery. Well, my brother did a show on this. RFK is talking about cutting off the making the pharmaceutical companies not be able to run ads on television. And from what my brother's saying, that the media gets most of their money, and politicians too, from these pharmaceutical companies. And they're pretty much doing it not to promote their drugs, but it's to keep the media and the politicians from turning on them because they're up to a lot of no good. You know, these pharmaceutical companies are up to no good. They want people to be sick. You know, a healthy America makes them less money. So you got more people walking around fat, more people walking around fucking nuts, you know. So people are all fucked up. Then you got that fucking gender nonsense going on. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. Non-binary. There's a challenge. Non-binary. Oh my fucking God. They'll be non-trinary soon. You know what I mean? These fucking people. They're so starved for attention, they got to be different, right? Fucking astounding. But AJ agrees with all that fucking nonsense. Yeah, yeah. AJ thinks transgender is just fine. He thinks men can become women, but he won't fuck them. Now, if you think that transgender woman is a woman, then they should be in the smorgasbord of women that you want to fuck. But AJ, surprisingly, right, he agrees with this ideology all the way up to the moment he would stick his dick in it. And he won't stick his dick in it. You know why? Because he knows the fucking truth. So he's lying to himself. Right. Pfizer response rate shows, yeah, safe and effective. Yeah. And if you look in the court records and stuff, the pharmaceutical companies each and every year pay billions, literally billions in fines. You know, but if you're making 10 billion and you only got to dish out 2 in fines, it's a cost of doing business. These people break the rules all the time. They kill people with their medications, and nothing happens to anybody. Nope. Nothing. Nobody goes to jail. You don't get to hear about it because they're basically paying off the politicians and the media companies by giving them money. So why would you investigate your cash cow? You know. But if RFK is successful in disallowing pharmaceutical ads on TV, everybody will turn on the pharmaceutical companies because there's a whole lot of news there. And maybe, just maybe, these motherfuckers will be a lot more legitimate, you know? Oh, and this black woman I was talking to in the street, she said, what do you think of DEI? I said, I think it's racist. And she starts like walking away. I'm like, you think your color should be involved in a hiring decision? It's not about that. I'm saying, the hell it ain't. It's racism in reverse. It's, you know, the better qualified person should be hired. Yeah. But, you know. Right. Pharmaceutical. God damn it. Pharmaceuticals are supposed to treat your symptoms and not cure your disease. Well, the problem with a lot of, at least psych meds, they're supposed to be prescribed in tandem with therapy, right? And they're supposed to be an ending situation, right? But it never is, because you got a lot of, like regular MDs, like not a psychiatrist, they hand out a lot of psychiatric medication. And the inference is that you take this pill and it will help you and you'll be all right. And maybe it does start to help them, but then tolerance develops and they're just used to taking a pill every day because they believe it helps them. You know what I mean? And they've tried to convince people for years that, a chemical imbalance, which is bullshit. I mean, most people are depressed because they don't like the way their life is going. That's a fact. No pill is going to change that. And let's face it, life sucks sometimes, you know what I mean? I mean, life's not all fucking, rainbows. No, I can't say rainbows. That's the gay people have appropriated the rainbow. You can't say sunshine and rainbows anymore. People think you're gay. So Darcy said, my sis thinks DEI is a good thing. I was like, ugh. I always wonder how they can give kids these type mind-altering meds. Wouldn't it mess up their brain development? What's up, G? Jimbo, you down for some StreamYards? Later, RJ, or AJ. Later. What's up, Richie? Um, the whole, like from what I understand, the biggest gender studies kind of organization or building in the UK has been shut down. They've shut it down because the studies that they've done has shown that it's all a bunch of nonsense. Well, I understand they shut it down. And most of the world are shutting down this gender ideology. But except for Canada and United States, it's still going strong. So it's fucking ridiculous. What's up, Special K? I don't know what Tavish stock is. So you got me there. But, I mean, God forbid I stream in my room, but my roommate is so fucking over medicated. He's laying there, he's half off the bed. He's still got his hat on. You know what I mean? Fully dressed. Licking his boots this morning, passed out on the fucking couch. But he'll give you a clean urine. It's a fucking joke. I sit here and watch this shit and I just want to scream sometimes. I mean, it doesn't make me want to get high or anything. But it's just a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. That's what recovery's become. Because these fucking doctors, these fucking morons, with this fucking medically assisted treatment, fucking joke. It'll be the death of recovery, I'm telling you right now. the clinic that was doing I think so. The biggest gender clinic in the UK, from what I understand, is closed down because studies haven't proved anything that they're claiming about gender confusion. In other words, if they take the medications and they do the operations, there's less likelihood of suicide. Wrong. I mean, it's child abuse. This is what it really is. And it's no shock that a lot of these Hollywood celebrities have transgender children because I guess they feel that, I'm speculating, of course, but I'm thinking, their parents loom so large in society that they have to figure out a way to get some attention for themselves. So they become, the latest fad, transgender or whatever, to try to make a name for themselves. And they get instant fucking recognition. It's a shame. Rather than struggle like their parents did, maybe they go into the acting field or whatever, but there's just an inordinate amount of children from celebrities in Hollywood that are transgender or gay. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So you can't tell me that it's something that these wacko parents are fucking doing or saying or acting, It's a damn shame, A lot of these kids they're not going to have a chance. You start chopping body parts off at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. You start taking those blockers and they claim it doesn't do anything. That's not true either. So I couldn't believe this woman down the street. She said that Trump said that white people are better workers. I guarantee you Trump didn't say that. She's like, well, how do you know? I said, well, first of all, he wouldn't say that. And second of all, I would have heard that he said it. And third of all, you're the one that made the claim. Where's the proof? Where can I see the video? Did you actually hear that out of his mouth? And she started to walk away. I said, so somebody told you that and you believed it. I'm like, do you believe everything people tell you? And she kept getting loud, but she wasn't being mean, but she was getting loud trying to attract an audience. That's the way this woman deals with people she disagrees with. And I told her, it's not going to work with me, honey. I'll be here till the moon comes up. I said, you ain't chasing me away. Oh, we can't talk about politics. I'm like, well, you're the one that brought it up because I'm wearing, you missed, bitch. And I told her, they ain't trying to assassinate bad people. I said, you look throughout history, most of the people that were assassinated were fucking good people. And she kind of looked like, she's like, it's true. Trump said orange workers are better. Yeah, well, it's just amazing some of the shit that people believe. And see, and that goes back to, and I've talked about this before, most human beings, when they dislike somebody, they're willing to entertain anything they hear negative about that person without any evidence, So, I don't know. So if we could get some kind of grift going today, there's a pinned comment at the top of the page. It's my buymeacoffee.com. Feel free to give me money because I need it. And I have Cash App and PayPal too. So let me know. Hold on there, buddy. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, my brother's videos are getting longer and longer. It's harder and harder to share this motherfucker's videos. They're just getting longer. All right. Let's do a little video for my brother. Need time to get a fucking cigarette. Come on, you fucking... you fucking... What the fuck is going on?
We just learned that the Biden regime set up a covert censorship unit inside the State Department, specifically designed to monitor, blacklist, and silence influencers and other independent voices who dared to share information the regime didn't approve of. In America. This had nothing to do with threats, terrorism, doxing, or crimes of any kind. This was an exercise of informal criminalizing of free speech that exposed left-wing narratives as false and lies. And what you'll find out is that this wasn't just political posturing. It was full-blown censorship straight out of a fascist handbook. Today, we're exposing how Biden's administration and the Democrat machine teamed up with big tech to silence you, monitor your free speech, and brand you as a threat for daring to question their narratives. From disinformation crackdowns to full-scale surveillance operations. We're laying it all out. It's shocking, it's real, and it's exactly what they never wanted you to know. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Look, if you like our videos and you haven't already, become a subscriber to the channel. Hit that notification bell and smack the like button because it helps us get our message out to more people. All right. Ever stop to think how we've slid so far? Under Joe Biden's administration, the Democratic Party attempted to usher in a full-blown authoritarian censorship regime, weaponizing the term disinformation and deploying every tool of the federal government to crush dissent, silence opposition, and label any inconvenient fact as a dangerous threat. Now think about that. Let that sink in. This wasn't done in secret. It happened in plain view. Their army of bootlicking sycophants in the fake news media helped the Biden regime to get across the idea that not accepting the narratives and declarations of leftist institutions was an actual crime. Meanwhile, the only ones committing actual crimes were those in the Biden administration that played a part in it. And I'd like to point out that silencing political opposition, that's not liberalism, guys. That's not protecting our society. That's textbook fascism. The bureaucrats complicit in the great silencing weren't just stifling dissent. They were doing real harm. Their censorship kept life-saving facts from the public during COVID and protected dangerous individuals from scrutiny simply because they belonged to progressive protected classes, leaving everyday Americans vulnerable and uninformed. It's hard to believe. Believe me, I get it. But this wasn't some sci-fi fantasy. It played out in real time on U.S. soil against American citizens. Now, thanks to the Twitter file dumps of Elon Musk and other internal documents, we now have the receipts, and they were damning. What you're about to hear should send a chill down your spine. Back channel censorship requests, proxy operations, a coordinated effort between federal agencies and big tech who were being forced to do it to monitor what you say, what you share, and what you believe. Now, let me say this. I don't blame the social media companies, even if some of them were run by progressively dark and evil people that didn't mind doing it. The Biden government forced these companies to censor free speech because the U.S. Constitution says the government can't do it themselves. Now, that's fascism 2.0, and I don't care what level TDS you suffer from. Forcing corporations to do the dirty work of government is one of the classic hallmarks of fascism. And the Biden regime was doing it in order to pull off the other classic hallmark of fascism, to silence the opposing viewpoint. People who censor opposition speech are usually afraid that their own ideas will be defeated in the arena of ideas, mostly because liberalism doesn't provide enough ammunition to beat truth in the arena. All right, now let's bring in Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who dropped a bombshell in a viral White House clip. The State Department actually set up an office to monitor Americans' social media posts and label them disinformation. Let me repeat. The Biden government was actively scanning your social media posts. Give it a watch.
Something else we got out of the business of wasn't widely reported, or maybe it was. We had an office in the Department of State whose job it was to censor Americans. And by the way, I'm not going to say who it is. I'll leave it up to them. There's at least one person at this table today who had a dossier in that building of social media posts to identify them as purveyors of disinformation. We have these dossiers. We are going to be turning those over to these individuals.
Me or Elon?
It's JD Vance.
We can follow up with the media.
Well, we are going to turn over these dossiers to the individuals, and they'll decide whether they want to disclose it or not. But just think about the Department of State of the United States had set up an office to monitor the social media posts and commentary of American citizens to identify them as vectors of disinformation.
Now, can you believe that? Did you hear JD Vance? He hit it out of the park when he asked, was it me or Elon Musk? Because when you think of dangerous posters, that's the left's enemy list. And believe it or not, it gets better or worse, depending on your blood pressure. There's an official government memo detailing a digital literacy campaign. Sounds good, right? No. U.S. taxpayer dollars were funneled through shady NGOs, the Department of Homeland Security, the State Department, and even the Department of Education for evidence-based.
So I'm going to stop the video. My brother has informed me that he put AJ on timeout for 10 minutes. We're insulting him. Great job.
Digital literacy programming. It's a mouthful. And in case you suffer from TDS levels 3 and above, this wasn't about education. It was about censorship, plain and simple. These people were evil, the Biden administration. Okay, just take a look at 2.1.1 and 2.1.2. It reads like a censorship playbook disguised as curriculum. Now, you paid for that. They used it to muzzle you, and you paid for it. And then came the Disinformation Governance Board. You remember that, Jem? Dubbed Biden's Ministry of Truth. It was fronted by none other than Nina Jankowicz, the TikTok singing influencer who proudly called the Hunter Biden laptop scandal Russian disinformation. Now, think about this. She put out American disinformation by labeling the Hunter laptop story Russian disinformation. She lied. You can't make this stuff up. If you remember, that was so insane or so Orwellian that public outrage shut it down almost immediately. But never forget that the Democrats thought it was a good idea. That should scare you. And don't let them tell you that this is some one-off blunder. This goes back to Obama. From Barack Obama's 2020 warnings about conservative misinformation to Joe Biden's branding of Trump supporters as national security threats. The Democrats have used the disinformation label like a cudgel to silence dissent and justify unconstitutional federal overreach. Fascists and communists always have to have a national emergency that is just so serious and so pressing that we have to suspend normal rules so that they can combat it. In this case, people talking about treatments for COVID or other things that they just didn't want to get out. In May 2024, the House Judiciary Committee and its select subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government, they released an interim staff report titled The Censorship Industrial Complex, How Top Biden White House Officials Coerced Big Tech to Censor Americans, True Information, and Critics of the Biden Administration. After reviewing tens of thousands of emails and non-public documents between the Biden White House and Big Tech, the committee's report reveals how Big Tech changed their content moderation policies because of the Biden White House. The Biden White House's censorship targeted true information, satire, and other content that did not violate the platform's policies. The Biden White House's censorship campaign had a chilling effect on other speech. The Biden White House had leverage because the companies had other policy concerns involving the Biden administration. That's what they always do, the communists. They try to find something that they could use to pick on the company and say, well, you know what? We can make that all go away if you do this for us. That's what they did. This is like a commie movie, for goodness sake. The Biden White House pushed censorship of books, not just social media. And the Democrats are the ones claiming Republicans are the ones banning books, when all they were doing was saying, look, books about sexual deviancy have no place in grade school libraries. Now enter Elon Musk, because when he bought Twitter, everything changed. God bless him. He gave us back free speech and truth. Suddenly, we saw the Twitter file dumps. Remember those? We saw the names. We saw the requests. Government officials were asking to suppress tweets, censor voices, and even monitor U.S. senators. Yes, U.S. senators. This wasn't just a smear campaign, guys. It was an information war run straight out of the Soviet Union's manual. And now the question becomes, what are we going to do about it? We can't let this blatant First Amendment hijacking slide. Every corner of this unconstitutional nightmare needs to be audited from top to bottom. Congress has to act, and now. Because what Democrats toyed with wasn't just an experiment. It was a full-blown assault on your freedom of speech. We are living in a moment where silence is not an option. The silver lining, though, is that people are waking up. The veil's been lifted. The Biden censorship isn't seen as a conspiracy anymore. It was policy. People are waking up. You're not just watching history unfold. You're helping to expose it by watching this video and sharing it with your friends and other like-minded people. The word should get out that Trump is fighting all of this 1984 stuff. So keep speaking truthfully. Keep digging for answers to expose. And freedom survives when truth refuses to stay buried. All right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete.
You so if you're listening, AJ, my brother's not willing to put up with you insulting him, so I know you're just fucking around, but you're pretty much full of shit, so that's what happens. So Richie, today, right, I'm walking by this black woman's house, right, and she's outside tending to her plants. Now, I know she saw my shirt, right, and she stops, she says hi to me, right, so I say hi back, so I stop and I start talking to her. She's like, I guess you like Trump. I'm like, well, yeah, I do. And then she starts telling me what do you think of all those federal workers that he fired? I'm like, well, you don't think there's bloat in government jobs? And then she starts over talking me and she starts getting loud. I'm like, oh, so this is how you operate. When you disagree with somebody, you get loud, you attract an audience, and that person basically walks away. I said, I'll stay here till the cows come home, honey. And she had good energy. She was kind of funny, And so she's telling me that Trump said white people can do the jobs better. I'm like, Trump never said no such thing. And she said, how do you know? I said, because I would have heard about it. It would have been plastered all over the news. I'm like, so you heard that? And she didn't say anything. I said, look, when you make a claim like that, you got to be able to prove that. You have to be able to show that. You know what I mean? I don't care what somebody told you, And then she, what the fuck was she talking about? She's like, what do you think about DEI? I'm like, didn't earn it? And she kind of starts walking away. I'm saying, no, get back here. She's like, no, I'm not into controversy. I'm like, yes, you are, because you just started it. And then you have the nerve to walk away because I disagree with you. I said, you think color should be some prerequisite in hiring somebody? Yeah, that's not what DEI is. I said, yes, that is what it is. That is. Your gender, your color, your skin shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. Or at least not to the extent of, what the bullshit they were promoting. And then, all the neighbors were out, and it's a black neighborhood, And they were getting a kick out of me and her because they could hear me and they could hear her. They could hear the way I was responding to her, right? And she's a little nuts, but she's very likable. You could tell, And as I started walking away, she said something. I'm like, I said to all the neighbors, she's crazy. And they all start laughing. Yeah, you're back, AJ, you fucking asshole. Yeah, you're back. Wiped man's burden. What's up, Chase? You'll text Tisha? Oh, wait, what the fuck? I'm doing something wrong. Oh, hold on. Oh, come on. The fuck. Because I have to do my show up here because my fucking roommate is fucking over medicated, laying on the bed with his hat on, fully clothed, half off the bed, half off on. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's clear that he's over medicated. I mean, this morning he was not laying on the couch. It's like, what the fuck? He's a nice guy, but Jesus fucking, I think recovery's fucked. All this fucking harm reduction bullshit. This black chick hates black people. So AJ, Uncle Bobbity wants to know, are you better after timeout? What's up, Commander? Commander said, we deal with the same shit with the liberals here. Anytime you challenge their beliefs with facts, you either run away or call you names. Well, this woman kept acting like she wanted to run away. She's like, I'm not into controversy. I'm like, yes, you are. I said, you know what controversy is? I said, it's called public argument. We're out in public, and we're arguing. So you are into. I'm like, you can't make claims like this and then run away from me. That's not fair. I'm like, don't you learn more from talking to people you disagree with? And she kind of agreed. And I said, I'm being civil. I ain't getting loud. You ain't chasing me away. I said, see, I'm a little more informed than a lot of people. I said, so I can stand here and, spit facts. And she's been, Richie, and she claimed that Social Security people aren't getting their checks. And I looked it up, and the time, okay, so I think the time for them to get approved for like Social Security disability has lengthened since COVID. It's like twice as long before COVID. And she's claiming because Trump cut all these workers off. Yeah, she's like, I know at least 10 people waiting for their checks. Well, there's 2 people here that get Social Security and they got no problems. So she's making shit up, you know? It's another favorite pastime of the liberal. The Chase in Texas said to you, AJ, both me and Jimmy had to tell you to shut the fuck up last time. Right, Richie. I agree. She knows nobody, right? She was telling the truth. All those 100+-year-olds and all those 300-year-olds aren't getting their Social Security checks anymore. Yeah, but see, the way this woman argues, like she's no, you know, Trump said that white people are better at work or something like that. I'm like, no, you got to be, you can't just say it. And she starts to walk away. I said, no. You can't make a claim like that and just walk away. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to back that up. Trump didn't say that.
What's up, Chibo? I got here.
You get too stupid. You get too stupid on the live stream, and my brother can control it. So I'm on his channel, basically. I'm on his account.
Huh?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Well, Bobbity said, can you imagine if Trump actually said that? His support would skyrocket. Well, apparently she was a federal worker until 2021. She retired. And she claims she has a lot of friends that have been fired. And she just would not let me talk when I said, first of all, she said, you think people should be fired with excellent work ratings? I'm like, what, excellent at doing nothing? And she got pissed off. I'm like, you don't think there's bloat in the government? And she just kept over talking me. Like, you know, she wasn't having it. And all these Trump haters, basically, they pull shit right out of their ass. Like, Trump never said white people are better at jobs than black people. You would have heard that shouted from the rooftops. So basically, I'm dealing with an unreasonable person. That's, you know. What's up, Chase?
Hey, what's up, man?
Chase back. Chase back.
Hey, Jerry. What's up, Bubba? What you got going, man?
Oh.
Let me give you a minute. I'm gonna stay on live. I'm washing some dishes, and I might put you up on the iPad in a minute.
Yeah, well, we don't need to hear your dishes being washed.
Oh, they're good now. I got them washed. Got my security guard back here. Seriously,
What's up, man?
dare someone to come in my
What's
back.
up, man? All right, so did I miss anybody here? Chase, Bobbity, Uncle Bobby, what's up? No.
Let me text me now. Got him.
You know what I got here?
What? Grandma dope? No, I'm playing, man. I'm playing. What do you got, dude?
What you got, a beer? Let me see. Back at it again, huh? Shocking. I'm
Hey,
shocked.
man, being an alcoholic is a full-time job. You got to keep it up.
He was sober. What'd you last this time? 10 days?
No, it was almost
12?
2 months, but just
Almost 2
today,
months,
bro.
yeah. I call it. Shocking. I'm shocked. I'm fucking shocked, AJ. I really am. So let me show you.
Bro, how much did you drink, man?
This is the rooftop access we got.
Someone got a gun?
So there's the city behind. Wait a minute. There's Philadelphia, all the buildings and stuff.
Pretty.
The skyline.
Not as big as Dallas, but it's pretty.
And there's the
I
hood.
think so.
Oh man, you are
The
tough,
hood.
dude. Fuck. I do not ever want to have to live in the hood again. Fuck that shit. So that's where you're at, Jimmy? You just chill off in the hood like that?
Well, I talk to the black people down here.
So that's where you're at, Jimmy? Yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind it. I'll talk to black. I don't mind talking to black
They're
people.
like me, I'm talking to the older folks, like they're all right.
Yeah.
You know?
The older folks are always a lot cooler. They're not.
I mean,
usually.
listen. I think most black people are decent. It's the few that ain't cause a lot of fucking problems. Same thing with white people, but the few blacks that ain't cause a whole lot of fucking trouble.
Let me try something, man. Keep going. I'm gonna jump out real quick. I'm gonna try to get up on my iPad here.
So Uncle Bobby said, "What is the opposite of Alcoholics Anonymous?" Alcoholics obvious.
Just today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an alcoholic, dude. I'm not gonna deny that.
Shocking. And you're a low level alcoholic. You drink Steel Reserve. That's got to be the biggest can of cat piss. And you're drinking cat piss. It's fucking cat piss. It's cheap. Ugh.
Well, I mean,
Did you try some Flying Dog or?
yeah, but dude, that shit's way more expensive if you're looking to just get drunk. I mean,
Right. That's right, Nano. Nano said that's not a place anyone wants to live. If they had a choice, no one would live.
There we go. Hey, better. Now I don't have to wash dishes. You don't have to hear me washing dishes.
Were you drinking beer too?
Yeah. It's I don't know. Man. I just it's a Sunday and I don't really have, like I said, the only person I can really talk to, Keisha. I don't. Other girls it's not really. I'm gonna get into it, but yeah, I'm just sitting here by myself. I went and grabbed some stuff earlier, and then I just came back. I said, "Fuck, I'm gonna see who's running live." So that's it. Yeah, I'm drinking. I'm drinking. I don't think I'm as bad as AJ. I've seen AJ fall out and sit there.
So my brother said AJ belongs to Alcoholics Anonymous. They don't have to go to meetings.
Well, I'm required to by parole, but my parole officer is so cool. She says, just literally fill out a sheet of paper. Just fill out a sheet of paper and make some fake names. I just need something to prove.
She knows that's what you're going to fucking do anyway.
She's not stupid. She comes in.
Yeah, I don't like that they do that because Alcoholics Anonymous is supposed to be voluntary.
Yeah.
You tell them they have to go. That's bullshit.
They can't prove that you went, and because it's anonymous, you can't.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's pointless. I could see them suggesting it to you, but to have you sign it, have a piece of paper signed, like what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that would be kind of a violation of the rules. If it's anonymous, then why do you need to know who I'm talking to? So.
Well, not really, because people just don't give their last names, but it's fucking ridiculous. I don't want people there that don't want to be there. I only want people there that want to be there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
AJ, did you ever go to an AA meeting?
I went to one.
Wow.
It was court ordered.
Shocking.
But then I just forged all the rest of the paperwork.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
But yeah, I went to one.
Your Honor, I'm not an alcoholic. I smoke weed.
Yeah. Well,
Now I
two
see
things
I see these advertisements on Facebook. Cali sober. They got these rehabs that if you got a weed card, you know, you can do gummies, smoke weed there. They got Weed Do Recover, THC painted on the wall.
you know,
Fucking, they're making a joke out of recovery. They'll destroy it.
yeah. Well,
This MAT, medically assisted treatment, it's going to destroy recovery. It's what's going to happen.
Well, it's all state run, so they don't really care. I mean, the state run. It's kind of. I wouldn't say. I don't think state would be federal, but it's kind of sort of the same along the same lines. Everything in Texas gets passed down by Austin. So if Austin says go to rehab and it's a weed rehab, they're going to put weed propaganda all up on the walls because they want the legal weed. I'm not even a fan of the legal weed personally because legal weed is just a hippie beak. It's just going to bring more commies now. And they're going to say, we want more legal drugs. We don't need legal drugs, man. I'm telling you straight up, we do not need legal drugs. There's no reason to have legal drugs. I've even told, some folks I know before, I guess I can say some people is Aryan circled shit. And I told one of my homeboys, I said, man, you understand. He tried to give me this spill about some shit. And we were working out at the halfway house. And I told him, you don't understand, dude. If real Nazis existed the way you want them to exist, they would probably torture you to death for selling drugs. You don't understand this, do you? I mean, drugs are not the greatest thing in the world. They tear you down. That's why they want it propagandized. Even pot, man. You can handle your pot if you can handle your pot, that's cool. You can handle your drugs, that's cool. But trying to tell people they need to do it, glamorizing it, saying it's cool, just like they do with alcohol, that shit will destroy you. That's why they want it here. And it's crazy. If you watch the Chinese, they'll say stupid ass shit like, well, that's what you get for the opium wars. Motherfucker, we don't even involved in the opium wars. That was the British, not us. So they want to push fentanyl because they think that's
yeah, fuck the Brits.
So hold on.
Brits are not on our side, bro.
So
Europe's
I want to thank CMDR Commander for the $15 donation to my buymeacoffee.com. I say again, I'd like to thank Commander for the $15 donation. You too can be like Commander. There's a pinned comment at the top of my page. Send money.
Listen, man, you got to put in a hole. You got to
get some wise words.
Buy me a coffee. I'll send you a buy me a coffee, man. I'll send you one.
Yeah.
This sucks. It's hot up here. Like I'm on the last landing. This is the rooftop access, because my celly down there is he's half on the bed, half off like this, right? He's got his Jeff hat still on. He's passed the fuck out for the last 2-3 hours. He's all subbed up and fucking Klonopined up and fucking, what's that shit? Gabapentined up. You know what I mean?
Ooh, gabapentin. I got a whole bottle of that.
He's all fucked up. So I can't even, I can't stream in my room. So I got to come up here. And he's on like disability, so he's home all fucking day, God forbid I'd be able to use the bedroom, you know what I mean? Nice guy, but what the fuck? He was licking his boots this morning at 7 a.m. Passed out and shit. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm here doing it on the muscle for 2 years and I gotta watch this shit. Yeah.
So that's your roommate?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna last long.
You gotta love roommates, huh?
Yeah.
They're worth the fuck, man. I had three come through here since I started living in this town, and one of them was an absolute piece of shit. I mean, he came into my room looking for his girlfriend off my bed one night. I'm not shitting you, brother. I pulled a fucking crowbar. I took the crowbar out of the back of my truck, came up in that room, and I said, don't come in my room touching my sheets again. He leans up and says, you're going to get a murder charge. I'm like, brother, I'm not trying to murder you. And then it hit me. I'm like, yeah, I'm on parole. Probably don't need to do this. This guy was so paranoid. He was so paranoid about his girl. He thought all of us were screwing his girl. We would go down to the convenience store and he would see some white guy tatted up from head to toe. And he'd say, is that one of your homeboys? I'm like, no, bro, I just pulled over to put air in my tire. I don't know this motherfucker. Why are you trying to ask me about shit I don't know about? Everything.
Sounds like schizophrenia.
Well, he had a beef
Maybe.
with the ABT. He was in a bar one night, and this guy was, I think he was an MP in the Army, so he already was kind of thrown off. But he goes into this bar with his friend whose wife was black, and they had a couple black kids. This was long before I met this guy, and there was an ABT guy, which Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, was in the bar, and he starts shit with him for no fucking reason whatsoever. He starts shit with him because he was fucked up. Then this is a real story. I don't know where he's at. I fucking put him on here. I think he was on a live chat. He was on a live one time. He held my phone up against the aquarium and was telling all about his PTSD or something while I was taking a piss. And he tells this ABT guy, the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas is a bunch of pussies. So this guy walks up to him and he said he thought he hit him. He pulls out a knife and cuts his throat. And he had a scar all the way down. And he almost died that night. So he's got this fucking beef against the ABT and the AC, like as if they all hate him. This guy was yelling, "You're a nigger," and to his friend, who had black kids. So he was trying to defend his friends, like you don't do that.
You can't be saying the N word. Chase, you can't be saying the N word on the fucking.
Sorry. Yeah, I know this stream's gonna get deleted now.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Can you censor it or something?
Mark the time.
Well, I mean, it's live. But
Yeah, so
Christ.
I had to get rid of him, and it took legal. Like I whipped his ass in the back, and he still was using this excuse that my mail comes to the house. You can't do anything about it. So I had to get him out. The last guy, he ended up going off the deep end on me. So. Had to get him out. Not legally.
Why can't I do? No.
Sorry about that, Jimmy.
So 56. Jesus fucking Christ. You're fucking tough.
Yeah, cut it out if you need.
56. Hold on, man. Fucking killing me.
CMDR, I got you blocked, man. Sorry.
Why you got him blocked?
Because he just runs his damn mouth towards me for no reason. Every time I jump in, every time I act crazy in the chat, he just runs his damn mouth. Like, man, I get it. You don't like me. I don't care. I don't want to see your words anymore.
Right.
I don't think.
Yeah, I get it.
Anything. I didn't see him say anything. But,
So AJ, what's your thing, man? Are you like liberal, or are you just kind of in between, or what?
You haven't figured that out by now, Chase?
center left, I'd say.
He's not center left. He's puke progressive.
Why?
He agrees with all the progressive nonsense.
Why? What is?
He's a communist. My brother said it perfectly. He's a communist.
All right.
I'm not a communist.
Yes, you are.
Are you socialist?
I think that the government should regulate, the economy.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
And why do you need the government to regulate?
Well, that's communism. That's fucking communism.
Why do you
communism?
Why do
it is.
No,
it is communism. It's socialism, which is one step behind it. Why do you need that? What do people need the government that badly for? Why?
To regulate, corruption in the economy.
Okay, but man, let me ask you: what if the government, in and of itself, is corrupt from the bottom down? What do you do then? You gonna still trust them?
Well, what are you talking about? Just eliminate the government? No,
I'm not saying eliminate. I'm saying shrink it, make it small. They don't need to be in your business that much.
No, I disagree with. You know what the end game of communism is?
Yeah, trash.
No.
Trash. Look at everything
No
that's
government.
burned to the ground for a reason.
There's no government.
No, man. You're talking on anarcho-capitalism.
Yeah, no, it is.
Anarcho-communism is not the same thing. Anarcho-communism would be like the Wild West. It's kind of, sort of. You want to try and survive that? Like, I mean, a lot of us here down in Texas and in the South, we're ready to live in the dirt if we have to. Do y'all really want to deal with that?
What I want is a living wage for people, which doesn't really
That's not
exist.
free, though. No, it does not exist.
So wait a minute. So AJ wants to root out the corruption in government, but he supported the Biden regime. That's
Right.
insanity. So you didn't see the corruption in the Biden regime, especially in the way that they forced Facebook and Twitter and all that YouTube to censor what they didn't like. They broke the First Amendment. They did a whole bunch of shit. They fucked up the economy. They're millionaires. They're millionaires.
Yes, they are, Jay. Yeah, they really are.
No, they didn't. They didn't fuck up the economy.
So Biden didn't fuck up the economy.
No.
What?
No, he didn't.
Yeah. They came out with DEI, which was sanctioned racism.
Blatantly racist.
They promoted transgender and gay ideology.
Dude, you're so transfixed. You're so transfixed on transgender.
No, I'm not transfixed, dude. I think it's plain insanity. And you have mental problems, so you don't have a problem with it. See, that's basically what I get from that. You have.
Isn't America the land of the free? Right.
Yeah, but that's not free. The government controlling everything is not freedom. That's what you're not getting. If the government controls you, you're not free. So
listen, if you're rolling up on me and you look like Steve and you expect me to call you Susie, I'm not calling you Susie. That's free.
Well, that's yours.
I'm free of delusion. You're not. See, AJ thinks men can become women, but he won't stick his dick in one of them. So he doesn't really believe they're women. You understand?
No.
As far as I've ever got with him was, because I ask him point blank a million times, why, if you think they're women, then why aren't they on the menu to be fucked? And the farthest I've got with him is, I'm just not into that.
Yeah.
Into what? They're women, right?
Hey, if that's what they want to do, that makes them happy.
It makes them happy. Then why has it got to be rubbed in everyone's face who doesn't want to believe by the government? The government, you believe, needs to control everything down from people's salary to the way that they think and speak on the internet or anywhere they live. Why do you want more of that?
The way you can speak on the internet. I'm the one that gets banned all the time from this channel.
You say a lot of stupid shit.
Dude, you're fucking dumb, bro. You ain't.
My brother said AJ isn't smart enough to realize how stupid he is. AJ likes his women with big cocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother said there's only 18 powers the feds legally have. Everything else they do is unconstitutional.
Well, AJ, unfortunately, man, most of us aren't falling for it. You're damn sure not going to get Texas. You're damn sure not going to get us in the South. You might get some blue staters, but you're not going to get
You know what's interesting about the South? You know the South relies on?
What? You want to talk about Dixiecrats? I know
blue states.
What of it?
That's who the South relies on.
No, we really don't. We really don't.
South, let them
Do you know how much industrial power it comes out of just Houston alone? And Texas is technically not even the South. So you think that we rely on y'all?
Yeah,
really
you do.
Really think that from Texas up to Kentucky we rely on y'all?
Yeah.
What is that? A cigar? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
cigar.
Yep.
I thought you were heating up a dick for AJ.
There you go, man. It's a brown tranny dick for you.
Could you handle that, AJ?
Hmm.
Show us again, Chase. Could you handle that? Up your ass?
Well, that's what you're asking for. You want to side with these leftists, you're going to have a lot of brown and black people coming at you. You ready to deal with that? You own any guns, or are guns too scary to own?
Like this woman today on the street. She seemed nice enough, and I actually like her personally from the few minutes I talked to her. She's telling me that Trump said white people can do.
I mean, dude, you're
Work
fucking
better.
talking about the Aryan circle,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're a fucking white
What up?
supremacist.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
You talking about the Aryan circle?
Yeah.
Hey, AJ, just because someone talks about something doesn't
Yeah.
make them something.
I'm not
Do
a
you
white
understand?
supremacist, man.
No.
I talk to you, and you're a
Maybe.
complete asshole, AJ. That doesn't make me an asshole. You see how that works? See how that works?
Right.
AJ, have you ever even met any people, any Peckerwoods, anyone like that? Are you just
Peckerwood.
have you ever met
Mhm.
any of these people, or are you just trying to say
I've never met any of them.
Y'all don't have-
That's like
I've never met any white supremacists.
y'all don't have any
Yeah.
up there?
No,
Y'all-
I've met racist white people.
They're not.
You know.
Most of them aren't really. No, they're not. Most of them aren't. Not. It's literally the same thing that everyone else wants. And there's a lot of black people that will agree. There's a reason for them existing because the amount. Like I said, man, if I can get Keisha over here, I'll let Keisha tell y'all. It's a black girl, and she'll straight tell you, yeah, no, the AC and the ABT, and they're not racist. They just want white people to be safe, and there's nothing wrong with that. White people are straight up
White people aren't.
from
safe.
your bullshit, your leftist bullshit. How do you know what's
Well, AJ, if black people are allowed to form groups to protect themselves, then why can't white people? No comment.
That's not what he's saying.
Well, that is what he just said, basically.
Dude, I have very, very rarely met any true racists. Last time I was in Vito, my cellie was an ABT. He was a sergeant in that wing of the ABT, the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas. You know who we had coming in our cell? We had like 2 Mexicans, 4 white boys, and a black boy that come around. And we'd hang out. We didn't give a shit. It's just like, yeah, but you understand that I'm for my people, you're for your people, you're for your people. We get it. It's nothing like I hate you. What are you worried about that for? What if you did? What if you got locked up one day? Who would you run to? Would you go to the blacks and say, "Hey, I love you, please be"? No, you would not. You go to the white boys. You
Yo,
go to the woodpile. Why would you go to the woodpile, AJ?
Commander said, "How come they got rid of the white Power Ranger?
What?
How come they got rid of the white Power Ranger?
What
racist.
a great call.
I don't hit it that hard, man. I can't hit
It's
it that hard.
racist. It's racist.
I'll do about
dude.
6 of these on an empty stomach, and then I'll stop and I'll go do something.
Keystone, you boys are drinking cheap. God damn.
Well, AJ, man, I think you got a little redneck in you, brother.
Nah, I'm just Irish. I like getting
Dude.
drunk.
Me too. So what were you saying, man? What were you saying, Jimmy?
To what?
What were you saying? I didn't mean to cut you off, dude.
Yeah. What's up, Swirly?
Damn,
Swirly.
you got to make it private? Shit. Once again,
Don't keep Chase. Don't keep bringing attention to it. All right.
All right.
So my brother said during the St. George Floyd riots, they said white race was racist. I think they actually did.
Mhm. Swirly, Swirly's a Brit, right? Isn't he?
What's that?
Swirly's a Brit.
Yeah, pretty sure. He's from Dangerfield show. Why the fuck is AJ back?
Because it's fun, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's
Nobody pays any attention to him anywhere else. So,
yeah, plenty of people do, but it's just
he's
different.
he's about as smart as a plant. So when he's in the pot fields,
It's different on here.
nobody notices him when he's amongst the pot plants because his IQ level was that of a bush. So
You gotta take that, AJ. You just gotta take that sitting down, man. Really.
Well, I don't give a
You got
fuck.
nothing to say to
I've
defend
talked
yourself.
to this guy for fucking years, dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
So, AJ, so Nano, in response to what you said, if Texas ever walked away from the U.S., it would take almost all of its arms production, its energy independence, a massive chunk of its food production. The U.S. depends on Texas, not blue states.
No,
That's
not
true.
true at all. Nano
No,
is from
true.
Canada.
Hey, AJ, when have you ever been right about anything politically?
No,
When?
you just read that and just take it for at face
Yes.
value.
AJ, you have literally been wrong about everything.
Mhm.
Every fucking thing. Everything.
Mhm.
Everything.
Yeah, I did. Look at the
Yeah.
food production in California.
Look at the food production in California. He didn't say
Yeah,
all
you
of the
just- you
production,
put out a
did
real
he?
fucking
Did he?
voice.
He said a massive chunk of its food production.
Not whatsoever.
That's what he
Okay.
said.
Yeah, and you don't understand the potential of Texas to make food production is way high in California. All of y'all stuff is regulated. Do you understand that California has basically been sold to the CCP right now at this point, right? It has, man. So as Australia, it's been sold to the CCP. But you want that government regulation. You want that government control. So why should you complain?
No, I was talking about the in an economic way.
Economically, you want everything to be government regulated. You want
Mhm.
everything economic to be controlled by the government.
Yeah.
That never works, ever. It's not going to work. It's not going to work
How
here.
does it not
Not
work?
Cuba. It's not going to work in Russia. It's not going to work in China. It might work in China, but did you see what they're having to put up with?
We're not. My point is, Norway.
Bro,
Look
you
at the
don't
fuck.
You don't have a point, man. You don't have a point at all.
Look at the
never does
happiest
have a
countries
point.
in the world. Can you name them?
What?
The happiest countries in the world.
Yeah, Finland, Denmark, Sweden.
Right.
Yeah, and how many people
What are
do
you
they
going to
have?
say? They have socialized
How
health.
many people do they have?
No,
Okay.
doesn't
How many
matter how
people-
many people they
How many
have.
people does this country have? 7, 8 million, 9 million? We got
11,
360
Most maybe
some
11 million in what? Sweden? And they were homogenous. They're not anymore. Wait and see until that country
Yep.
no longer homogenous and watch.
Where do you see
their
what
wealth.
DEI does to Switzerland? It's already fucking them up.
Yep.
Oh, when you're laughing? What,
Yeah, I'm laughing.
So you think the immigration to Switzerland is going to make it better?
Yeah.
It's not. They're already raping girls at music fairs and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
So are native.
No, they're not. No, they're
You
not.
don't think
They're
so?
not native to Switzerland, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. The
I mean,
fuck
this is
wrong with
just
you?
straight fascist talk. Straight.
How is it fascist?
Straight. To condemn the other. You know,
The other
anybody
what?
who's not white is fucking horrible. And
They're destroying Switzerland as we speak. What are you
There you go.
talking about? So I can't utter an observable fact, and that somehow makes it fascist.
Jim, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, I actually do.
No, you don't.
The police were literally telling girls to wear these bracelets that say "Don't rape me." Yeah, basically. Yeah, don't rape me. Like these savages were going to listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
No,
They were
that's
doing
literally.
this. Listen, wait. They were doing the same thing there that they were doing in New York, and they only did it years ago. They were putting them up in all these hotels and places where visitors would come to Switzerland, and they made the people's vacations hell. Yep, they were putting all these immigrants up in these places. Yeah, I've seen documentaries. They're going to destroy the place. That's what they're
Yeah,
gonna
the
do.
documentaries you watch are absolute garbage.
Listen to me. Everything you talk about is bullshit. Okay,
Mhm.
I don't think you've made a relevant point the entire time I've known you. Okay, so it's bullshit.
Mhm.
So
Right. Yep, that's what it is.
everything you say
There's no
is
self-reflection right there.
what's that?
There's no self-reflection.
What? Why do I need? We're talking about Switzerland. Why should I reflect on myself? I'm watching news articles. I'm watching documentaries.
But
Okay.
what you watch,
Immigration is destroying Switzerland. It is. It is.
what you watch is right-wing horseshit. That's what you watch.
So that's all
You
bullshit. None of that's
consume-
happening. Is that what you're? So you're telling me when I watch
you're dumb as
videos
rocks.
where the police chief is telling young girls to wear these bracelets that basically say "Don't rape me."
Well,
That's not true.
Please explain why.
And so that
Please.
these rapes at
Explain
these
to me.
music fairs didn't happen. Right?
Well,
Yeah, now explain to us why they would do this. You think it's all right wing horse shit. So why if this
Yeah,
is
it
right
is.
wing horse shit? It is all of it. All of it's right wing horse shit. You have proof of
Yeah.
this.
mhm.
You have proof of this, or it's word of mouth coming straight out of you.
Reese,
All right,
or
Why would the
why
right-
is it why is it when a cop supposedly does something to a black person, the media goes crazy, but on a daily basis, the cops fuck with white people and it never makes the media. Never makes the media. Never. You almost never see it. Look at that kid that stabbed that white kid in Texas. Look at that bullshit. That kid got $500,000 fucking in donations. And he straight up just stabbed this white kid. Just stabbed him. Brought a knife to a school sporting event. He was under the wrong tent. He was in the wrong school. He knew he shouldn't have did it. He was told to leave. Yeah. The kid reaches into his bag and says, "Touch me and see what happens." So the kid pushed him and he stabs him in the heart. $1 million bail gets cut down to $250. Yeah. And the family is hawking T-shirts with this murderer's fucking face on it. Yeah. The father of the white kid, their house has been swatted 5 or 6 times. The black family's claiming
Yeah,
that
no,
they're
I
getting
know
all
what
these.
you're
Wait,
talking
wait,
about.
shut up. The black family's claiming they're getting all these threats, but the police, they haven't reported one of them to the police department. The police department said we've had no reported threats
I don't know what that has to do with anything. but-
from the Anthony family, right? So this is all a lie, right? This is all right-wing propaganda, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all.
So do you know of this case that I'm talking about?
Yeah, I bet.
Okay, so what do you think about that?
Yeah, that kid should go to prison for life.
Yeah. Well, but you do know that he's gotten over $500,000 in donations, right? You think a kid like that should get $500,000? You think that's right? You think that's fair?
No.
But then you'll call me a racist for what I observe, what I read, what I'm seeing, right? That makes me some kind of racist. When you import people that aren't from that area, their culture, their everything comes over there, and they start robbing away people, raping them, doing whatever. Yeah, and that makes me a racist for acknowledging that, for saying that publicly. Like, it's fucking retarded. Yeah, and then now you want to get all smug and shit, right? Like, why? Where do you get the smugness from? Is it?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Because your brain isn't developed enough to fucking have a rational argument. That's what the fucking problem is.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have to have brain cells to actually.
His brain is he's bullshitting, man. He's bullshitting.
No, he just has a left-wing ideology that's supported by the news, and that's what he goes with.
So that's what you always say.
You don't think for yourself, dude. You don't. It's obvious.
No.
The shit that you say.
Bro, you're projecting.
What's this?
No,
you've done. AJ, you have proved it to my chat over and over again. You don't have the ability, right, to be fair.
I don't give a fuck about your chat.
You don't have the ability to be fair. You have proven this every time I bring you on. You talk stupid shit. You have no facts to back it up. You call people racists for observing things that are happening in the world. Right? But,
well, elaborate on those observations.
I just did, you fucking idiot. I'm not going to go over it again. What the fuck? See, that's another problem. You don't fucking listen. You don't.
I listen perfectly, but just explain it again.
So why should I have to explain it again? Huh? What do you because you're retarded? You've proved it. You've made yourself in. Listen, you've made yourself into a fool every time you come on my channel. You don't have an argument. You don't. You don't.
Anyway, then.
You can't even answer my arguments, and I'm terrible at arguing, man. You fucked up. You can't argue.
Well, what was your argument?
Doesn't matter.
Uncle Bobbity said it's the steel reserve effect.
Drinking that dumpster juice, man. Drinking dumpster juice. You drink like a hood rat, brother. Why don't you drink like a rat?
My brother said, I listened perfectly. Just explain it again. AJ,
I just wanted
for dumbest Slipknot 2025.
It's you,
I
man.
just wanted him to say it again.
Oh, and why would that be? Hold
Because
on, let me get the dick out of my mouth.
That's yeah. Well, anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Dude, are you ever going to wake up one day and say, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these people that let me talk, that don't completely throw me the fuck out. I mean, I got to admit, sometimes you're a little too much. I got to fucking ban you. But, what other fucking conservative channel would let you come in here and spew this nonsense? Right? Right? What the fuck? I mean, you're retarded. That's the only logical explanation here.
Yeah.
You're fucking retarded. You live in California and you're retarded. That's the land of the retarded.
Wow.
I mean, at least where you're at, Southern California, you're all fucking retarded.
Yep. So cool.
Bobbity said, make anyway great again.
Yeah, well,
AJ goes,
I don't
anyway, when he wants to change the subject, when I'm murdering him, he wants to change the subject.
Yeah, you're murdering him.
Anyway, yeah, I know. Anyway.
It's your bald fucking toothless ass.
Oh, I'm bald? I see hair. I don't know.
Yeah, fucking break, dude.
So having hair is the determining factor of who wins the argument,
Or teeth.
or teeth.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the determining factor for you. Yeah, you are a Californian. No, sweetheart, you are
Nah.
a Californian.
In
You
the,
are
in the land
yeah.
of the
Pretty, don't
retarded,
ya?
AJ is king. You're the king of the retards. Hero of the stupid. Jesus Christ, AJ.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I tried to talk a little sense into him. He's not going to listen to me. He's in direct competition with me.
Listen,
That's
Because I don't need sense from you.
it's been like
Gary.
this for
Right.
You want any
years.
sense from me? You need sense from someone.
He's retarded. You know what can you do? If somebody's
You want
retarded,
communism? You want
there's really
communism?
nothing that can be done. He's so into this fucking nonsense, this liberal nonsense, that he can't admit that he's wrong. He just
No. They're married to their
can't
idea.
do it.
That's all it is.
Can't do it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, there's no talking here about politics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but that's at least half of the content I do. You fucking retard. So, you know. So Bobbity said, as a Californian, we are retarded here. It's not the sun, it's the indoctrination system. Unless you throw that bullshit off, it will destroy your mind. Yep. Well, everything fucked up comes out of California. Where do you think all this harm reduction shit started? California. California. They got rehabs in California, weed rehabs. They're calling it Cali Sober. Cali Sober.
I've done. Yeah. Okay. So they want weed rehabs. California wants free drugs for everyone. You gotta be shitting me. California has weed rehabs while they're pulling weed money from.
So here you go.
Yeah, I got weed money.
So Chase. So
Good for
Commander.
you. I got weed. I got
Chase. So Commander said, "Holy shit." Chase even admits he is no good at debates, but he is far better than AJ. You can't even answer a simple question.
No, I'm shit. I'm shit tier when it comes to arguing. I can't debate worth a fuck, and I don't even try. And I just roasted you, man.
How so?
He didn't listen to you. See, you have
Look
to
at that
listen
dumb look on his
to
face.
get roasted.
Call
You
me a
understand?
white supremacist.
So, right.
Call me a racist.
Yeah.
That was your rebuttal. I'm a racist and a white supremacist.
Well,
And
what's your affiliation with the
It doesn't
Aryans?
fucking matter what my
What's
affiliation.
your affiliation with the
It doesn't
Aryan
fucking matter what my
circle?
affiliation is, man. You lost the argument.
AJ, I live in a black
So,
neighborhood.
yeah.
Am I black? Am I black? Answer the question. Am I black? Do I act like I'm black? Do I, you know?
Do I act like a black?
Do I?
That's a great question. Do I act like a black?
What do you mean? Answer the question. See, you're stalling. You're taking a extra long pull of the Steel Reserve piss. Yeah, you're stalling.
Double juice.
What is acting like a black?
I said what I said. It was a question.
Nothing.
Don't answer a question with a question. That's rude.
Well, I don't know what acting like a black is. So.
Oh, you don't. So you know I live in the hood, right? You haven't seen any hood rats, black hood rats. You've never seen the way they act or talk or any of that. No, you've never seen that, right? You don't have that in California, right?
Yeah.
No? You don't have that there? I know that you fucking have that there. So.
Act like a black. Yeah, no.
So therefore, I can be around a certain group of people and not act like them or be them. Correct?
What an incredibly stupid question.
It's not a stupid question. You're stupid. You're alleging that because Chase talks about and has been around some white supremacists, that he must be a white supremacist or a racist.
Well,
And
he
I'm
talks
telling
about
you
the
that
Aryan.
I live.
He
Shut
talks
up.
about the Aryan
See,
circle
here's the
quite a
problem.
bit.
You don't possess enough brains to listen to the person that you're arguing with. That's the entire problem. You don't listen to what
Listen here,
people
dude.
say.
I'm not gonna fucking associate with people like that, like the Aryan circle, like he's talking about.
Hey,
Right?
my brother-in-law is Aryan Circle. Him
Well,
and
there you go.
business that almost pulled in $4 million as last year.
Okay.
They're not racist. Did you know that?
The Aryan circle,
No, they're
the
really
white
not
nationalists.
racist. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into
The
this.
white nationalists.
Yeah, I'm out of this. I'm out.
So there you go.
There you go. What? You've proved nothing.
You don't
sounded
think
like
the
you pissed
Aryan
them
circle?
off. It sounded like you pissed them off.
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I got to deal with retards where I live and where I work, and I'm not retarded. See? I have to deal with these people. A lot of them are exactly like you. They don't fucking listen. They don't have any arguments.
I'm not gonna.
They don't know anything
Even
about
if it- what
politics,
did he
and
say,
yet
his
they have an
mother?
opinion.
Did he say his mother-in-law was Aryan circle?
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law? Yeah. Well, I wouldn't associate with those people.
So my brother said, I interviewed some MOVE members from Philly when I was in college. None of them were racist at all. Yeah, I used to play handball with a couple MOVE members when I was in jail. And they were decent guys. Like, they weren't racist. They were against the system. It's just against the whole system, the government, the way it operated.
I don't know. I don't know what MOVE is.
Well, MOVE was an organization started by a white guy. Most guys don't know that. But most of the organization was black. And they were like a back to nature group. They didn't believe in using chemicals and products. They didn't use soap. They just used water. They had their hair in dreads. They started a lot of shit in Philadelphia. Chase said, because you're a pussy. Chase called you a pussy, AJ. What's up with that?
Well, good for him.
What's up with that?
He's a dude that fucking hangs out with meth heads and.
So, AJ, you want me to bring my black girl on? And her brother? So, Jason, Texas, all good. He could not answer one single question you asked him. He either laughs or calls you a racist. Yeah, see, here's how AJ makes a judgment on people. So early on, he was talking about this Aryan Brotherhood person, this Aryan Hood brother. For some reason, he was talking about these people. He didn't say anything that was racist, but because the mere mention of these people, AJ assumes he's racist.
No.
Oh, and he said the N-word too, so I guess that makes him racist, right?
No, maybe I'm wrong about that.
Well, maybe.
But I'm not gonna fucking sit here and listen to, some fucking person from the Aryan circle and stand for that.
Well,
right.
He wasn't from the Aryan circle. He was talking about people he knows that are from there.
Yeah, that he converses with. Like,
so what? Dude. Look, I talk to people all day fucking long that I disagree with. That doesn't mean I'm
it's not disagreeing. It's not disagreeing. There's certain morals there, right? Is there not? Is there not? Someone that's in the Aryan circle.
Let me tell you something, AJ. Some of them so-called racists that you talk about, some of them have some good points. Some of them, there's a lot of truth in a lot of the things that they believe and say because of what they've experienced. I don't agree with, I don't not like somebody because of the color of their skin. That has nothing to do with it. It has to do with how they treat me and how they behave. It's as simple as that. That's why when I choose not to like someone, the way they behave or the way they treat me or the way I see them treat other people. That's I make a judgment on.
Yeah.
So,
I know what you're saying.
I got to admit, if it's 11:30 at night on a Friday and a bunch of black guys are walking down the street, I'm crossing the street. If they cross the street, I'm running. I'm running because I'm not stupid. See, I'm from Philadelphia. See? I'm not stupid. Yeah.
The Aryan circle, it's like if you're not, with a white person.
Well, I don't think they're all AJ. So I think some of those. Listen. I think some of those Aryan things have evolved a little bit to where they're not overtly racist, right? But there are differences in culture amongst black people, white people, Spanish people. So I think they've evolved a little bit into where they're not overtly racist. And they are willing to accept some people that are reasonable, that aren't criminals, drug addicts.
Yeah, I know. So, but
that's possible. I think that's what Chase was maybe getting at.
The thing is, if you're a white person, you gotta be with a white woman. I don't believe in that shit.
Well, what's wrong with that? There's plenty of black people that believe that they should only.
I mean, that's whataboutism. Yeah, certainly.
Well, no, that's not whataboutism. It's a fact. It's just a fact. Listen, I see. Stop it. I see nothing wrong with black people who will only date other black people. I see nothing wrong with white people that only want to date other white people. Birds of a feather flock together. So what? It's not racist. I don't think it's racist. I don't.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't use racism in this, but.
Well, you throw that look, you and every liberal I know throw that R word around real quick. Because that's supposed to pierce my heart and shut me up and make me feel guilty. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, I was probably wrong in saying wording it that.
So Nano said, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm just morally superior. Checkmate. Where's Boss at? What's up, Boss? The World War II Remembrance Day. Oh, okay. Bobbity said, we need a university research department to watch this footage. I mean, AJ, I'm literally walking down the street right now. I know this woman said hi to me because she saw my shirt, right? She was outside watering her plants. And I stopped. I said, hey, I'm a landscaper. We're chit-chatting. She's like, so you like Trump? I'm like, yeah. She's like, what do you think about him firing all those federal workers? I said, well, there's bloat in government. And she started to get loud because she was a federal worker. I'm like, look, he didn't fire those people for nothing. What do you think? He fired them because he's evil? Is that what it is? He fired them because it's evil. Every business has people in it that don't do anything or they're not needed. And the federal government's ridiculous, the amount of employees, people that they employ. It's fucking ridiculous. So Trump, as president, has the power to do that. And he's doing it. And I don't care if you like it or not. That doesn't make him a racist. And then she went on to say that what do you think about Trump saying that white people are better at jobs?
I
Trump
know,
never said
dude.
that.
You
Trump never
fucking
said
brought
so.
this up.
But how can it? Let me ask you something, AJ. So when you're talking to a person like that, right? When they're clearly making shit up, right? You think you can have a rational conversation? No, you can't, because they believe something that didn't happen, right? Somebody had to have told them or they heard it, but they didn't actually hear Trump say it because he didn't say it. You understand? And so what she's doing is she's getting loud and the neighbors are coming in. And I'm just standing there, but I'm being funny about it, right? I'm hitting her with questions and stuff, right? I'm like, oh, is that how you operate? You get loud, you get attention, and then people just walk away from you. Is that how it works? And people are laughing, And I just said, oh, so you're just crazy, right? And I walked away, But I like the woman, like she's got good energy. She's real animated and shit.
No, I know what you're saying, dude. But I mean, on politics, we're never going to agree.
But most of what you say is bullshit.
No, it's not.
It's bullshit.
No, it's not.
Why the fuck do you think, after all they did to Trump, you don't see the unfairness in the way they treated him and the things they said he said that he didn't say and the things they said he did that he didn't do?
Look here, bro.
You don't see that, do you? Dude, none of that matters, right? Because you don't like them. So in other words, if you don't like them, you can do whatever you want to somebody because you don't like them. Right? But yet you claim the moral high ground. I just don't understand it. Even if I don't like somebody, I try to be fair with them, right? It's extra hard with retards. It's not just that I don't like you, you're retarded. See, you've got mental issues. It's kind of tough to deal with you respectfully. All right, Chase. Have a good one. Chase is out.
Yeah, I see what the comments are saying.
So Nano said, and here's something important. People being for their own people is not supremacy. It's biology. It's genetics. It's the freedom you so claim to support. Oh, and it's moral. He's right. He's right.
No, it's not right.
See, AJ, I don't mind black people advocating for other black people. That's natural. And in the same vein, I don't mind white people advocating for white people.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it okay for one group of people and not okay for another. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. See, I know damn right well you've never lived in a black neighborhood. I know you haven't. You haven't. And I'll bet you've dealt with very few black people in your life.
Yeah.
I'll bet you have.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with a lot. I get along with mostly everybody. Unless you're a fucking liar. See, I can't stand a liar. Or a thief. Shit like that, I got no time for. You
were a thief.
40 some years ago.
Mm-hmm.
40 some years. Okay, so I was a thief, so I should be all right with thievery now. Right? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying you got no time for. I mean, you change your ways.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do when you grow the fuck up, AJ. But see, that's what you're supposed to do when you grow the fuck up.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But look at you. You follow a bullshit political fucking, it's bullshit. You get out, you spew bullshit.
Well,
if you believe so much in the shit that you spout, why would you come on my channel? How does that, I wouldn't be on David Pakman as much as you're on my channel. I wouldn't. I duck in and duck out because I can't stand what he's saying. He's lying all the time. But I'm not lying, AJ. Now, there may be times when I'm wrong about something. God forbid I'd be wrong. But people like David Pakman and all these liberal commentators are purposely lying to you. They're lying because the truth would never get you to go on their side.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, You're just never going to grow the fuck up. That's the problem. You're never going to realize that, My brother said retards for AJ.
You said what?
Well, Richie.
I mean,
listen,
this dude fucking put me in timeout.
I was, AJ, you took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say, Richie, you can't insult him and expect him not to insult me back.
Yeah,
that's not fair. It's not. Yeah, I was just about to say that, AJ. Finally, you started listening, huh? Yeah, no, that's not fair. You know. And you said something about don't you put cucumbers on your rice?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny, you know, but you know. So he should be able to take that, Richie. You know, what the fuck? You were just fucking on. I get it. He called me and told me he did it, and I was like, fuck AJ, he'll be back in 10 minutes. That's what I said to him, man. You know, I said, fuck him. He just wanted to let me know that he did it, you know. But
Yeah.
You're deserving of a timeout. We should have a little corner and a high chair for you up in the roster. Yeah. We should have you sitting in that with fucking tape over your mouth. Yeah, that's what we should do. I didn't insult him when he said that. I know that, Richie, but he was just busting your balls, and you immediately fucking zipped him out of here. And I think it's funny, Richie, but the truth is, you insult him too. So, you know. I mean, I insult people all the time, so they can insult me back. You know, what the fuck? I mean, I must have called. If you had a retard counter, I must have called AJ a retard at least 100 fucking times. So if he says something to me, I'm like, oh, that's not fair. I mean, you got to take some shit on the chin. You know, if you're gonna dish it out, you got to be able to take it a little bit. But I'm sure it made my brother feel much better to put you in timeout. So, and basically, this is his account, so he's the king. So there's nothing I can do. I can't save you. I can't save you. So Bobby said, Rich was Joe Pesci and Goodfellas with the shine box. So that's it. That's a little thing that we say here. Bobby, get your shine box. Like we say that a lot here. Like fucking with people. Go get your shine box. So my brother said that wasn't why I put him in timeout anyway. So why'd you put him in timeout? That's what you told me. He told me that you said, did you ever try putting some cucumbers on your eyes? He does got some Samsonites. Yeah. Well, part of it is just because you're AJ. Well, I understand that. Like you can. Your idiocy pisses people off because I'm going to tell you something, AJ. When I say things to you, you're clearly not listening. The moment you disagree, right? You're not listening to what I said, and then you want me to repeat it. Fuck you! Yeah, I thought it was a little harsh that he dinged you, but you had it coming.
Well, I mean,
but I mean, he didn't ban you; he just fucking put you in timeout.
Yeah.
Slap you around a little bit, I thought it was funny. I'm like, fuck him, he'll be back. I'm like, he just by sitting there like, curses. That's what we need to do. We need to get a little high chair. Put AJ up in the high chair. When the timeouts. I wish that YouTube would develop that. Like when you put somebody in timeout, you put them in a high chair up in the corner where everybody can see them. That would be fucking awesome. Take that, motherfucker. Time out. That would be funny.
Yeah, dude, I got back to the drinking. This is.
Well, you gotta be able to face life's ups and downs without some kind of drug. I mean, I know it's not easy, I mean right now, AJ, it's not hard for me at all. Right now. I mean, every now and then I think, yeah, it'd be nice to have a double scotch and a beer, but it never stops at that. So.
Well, exactly, yeah.
But I was so.
There's other things, man. There's other things.
See, the thing of it is, once you pick up one, you're off to the races again.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could try to cut down.
No, that can't happen. There's no way.
But usually, see, the odd thing is, even if you quit for a long time, your tolerance comes back quicker. You hit the same tolerance in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's a weird thing. Your brain, you understand tolerance, what that means, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like if you were able to drink a certain amount of beers, you know what I mean, and you stop for like a year, when you come back to it, you can't do it right away, but within a week or two, boom, you're right back to the same fucking, amount of alcohol, which is kind of strange. I mean, but once your brain sets to that, it doesn't take long to get back to it. So how many is that? How many dead soldiers?
It's 3.
So
but it's just like shit happened, man. Like,
well, shit always happens.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna explain the whole situation.
Well, it isn't the situation, AJ, because there's always a situation in life. There's always something going the way that you don't want it to, and I mean, you're dealing with emotional bullshit with alcohol. It makes you feel better. It'll always, hey, I know even now, if I'm pissed off at somebody, a couple drinks will calm me right the fuck down. But it never stops at that. So, and I'm used to not drinking now 2 years, so it's really not that hard, because I'm just not doing it. It's called a habit for a reason.
I mean, I don't. I'm not.
What's that? Another soldier? Well, you got another soldier there? Yeah, another cold one. Look at it. Jesus Christ.
I mean, the shit.
What's up, Ludwig? Ludwig.
I mean, I don't really want to talk about it here, but.
Oh, that's cool. Well, try to cut down or just stop. I mean, hey, AJ, you could be one of those guys that drinks for a couple months, stops for a couple months. It's your life. You can do what you want. I mean, But change to a better beer. Jesus Christ, that Steel Reserve is piss. It's piss. Now, do you smoke weed with the beer?
No, well, yeah.
But you can't smoke a lot of weed, right? Don't that make you sick?
I don't know, dude. I just smoke, go to sleep, and.
Because if I smoke really good weed when I'm drunk, I'll throw up. No doubt about it. If it's good weed, I will throw right the fuck up, and within an hour, I'll throw up.
Yeah, I mean.
So Bobbity said, Jimmy, do you think if AJ takes a vacation from Steel Reserve that he would be able to start listening to others? Would it help you think? Listen, he was sober 3-4 months and he was still as retarded as ever. Yeah. How long were you sober before that one time? About 4 months, right?
No.
Was it longer?
No, it was a little over 2 months.
Is that all it was? No, you were sober longer than that, AJ. I think you were
No.
sober. No? I thought you were sober at least 4 months.
I mean, dude,
So Bobbity said, AJ is going to discover a breakthrough in weed technology, a solid form of steel reserve you can smoke. My brother said, I think he was drinking the whole time. He wasn't, Richie.
no.
He wasn't, because he was on the show, and no, he couldn't hide that. I mean, maybe for one stream he could do it, but this motherfucker's drinking every stream he's on. What's up, Streaky Bacon? Streaky Bacon. Streaky. Nah, he wasn't drinking, Rich. I can tell. But see, right now, he's at the apex. The third or fourth one is when he really starts to get retarded. Like, just says dumb shit, doesn't answer, just sits there.
I'm not gonna get retarded.
Oh, yeah, you will. You're starting. That's the fourth soldier you just started. Believe me. By the end of that one, you'll be completely retarded. What time did you start drinking?
Huh?
What time did you start drinking?
It was like 10.
10 a.m.?
Yeah.
Christ, it is Sunday, I guess. What the fuck? So 3 hours, a soldier an hour. Yeah, but you're going to wind up drinking 6 or 8 of them, right? When all said and done.
Yeah.
He's looking to see how many he has. How many you got left?
Yeah.
Would you buy 1 4-pack or 2?
2 3-packs.
2 3-packs. So a 6. So will you stop at 6, or you moseying on down the store to get another one?
I'll stop at 6.
Stop at 6. Did you eat anything today?
Yeah, I had a breakfast burrito.
Okay.
But I don't know, man.
You don't know what? Oh, fuck me. Yep. Well, listen, people. I'm going to go because I'm fucking tired and I'm hungry. So, I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by. I'd like to thank Commander again for the $15 donation. You too could be like Commander. There's a buymeacoffee.com. Jimmy from Philly.
Right.
Feel free to donate. This cheap bastard still hasn't given me one thin fucking dime. Fucking the retard. Yeah. All right. So I'm out of here. I'll see you next week. All right.
All right, Jimbo.
See ya. It's almost over. Oh, shit.